Aloha, guys, and welcome to Lucy's Paradise Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me on this solo episode. First off, I wanted to say please like and subscribe my channel before you do anything. Thank you so much for all of your support. And I actually do have merch. If you go to streamlabs.com/lucyinthegym/merch, you'll see some merchandise there that you can get if you'd like to support the podcast. Really appreciate it. Merry Christmas to everybody except Ghislaine Maxwell. Who is that, you ask? I don't know if you guys have forgotten. She got like 20 years in prison. She was Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice in the child sex trafficking. So I like to make the joke of Merry Christmas to everybody except for her. And I hope that she's rotting in prison. But to not to kind of move on from my very strong opinions, I do want to talk about this really interesting situation that has unfolded on social media. And it has to do with Luigi Mangione. He's a 26-year-old Ivy League graduate software developer who was caught on camera, and he basically shot and killed the CEO of the United Healthcare and the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, and he did it in the middle of Midtown Manhattan. The weirdest thing about this whole situation is that everybody is praising him as if he's some hero. I find that really surprising and disgusting of most people on the internet that are supporting this person, because at the end of the day, they killed somebody. So I don't think that should be somebody who's a hero. Um, yeah, like I guess I don't know exactly why he did it. I guess some of the theories I was like researching, and they were saying that he may have had been disgruntled because he had like screws in his back, or he had some sort of back injury and had some negative experience like with his insurance or something like that, which is kind of what started his disgruntledness towards United Healthcare, and his only solution in his mind is to kill the CEO. Um, really odd. He was found at a McDonald's in, I think, Pennsylvania, and he was found with the fake ID. The fake ID. He was found with a ghost gun, so basically a gun he printed with a 3D printer, and that didn't have a serial number. And the forensics of that gun matched the shells at the scene, so clearly he's the person that did it. They also found a manifesto, pieces of paper of him writing and talking about his disgruntledness with, insurance and things like that, talking about how he wanted to his only like solution is to kill the CEO. So I think it's very clear that number one, this guy had no street smarts, because I think if he did, he probably would have got rid of those things. Like, you don't just carry around the manifesto that links you to the crime, So clearly this guy, which in a way is good that he didn't have experience in any of this, because that's why he was caught. I made the joke to my brother that the lesson here is you should cook your food at home, because if he was eating at home and not at McDonald's, he wouldn't have got caught, but that's just a joke. Uh, I'm glad he got caught. I don't think this guy should be a hero. I guess what ended up happening is there was a picture of him that went viral because he was smiling and flirting with somebody at Starbucks, like the barista at Starbucks, and people think that he's good looking. So for some reason that justifies you being a killer, which is crazy to me. I do find some of the memes that people are making a little bit humorous. The people that are being funny and not actually supporting him. They're like, "Oh yeah, I had so much fun at this party with my friend Luigi Mangione at 4 p.m. Blah blah blah." Like, okay, that's a little bit funny, but I hope most of you are not in support of this person, because at the end of the day, nobody deserves to be shot and killed in the middle of New York. So it's just crazy to me. Something I read that I really agreed with, that I think the reason people are supporting him is It is a reflection of your own frustrations with healthcare in the United States. In the United States, which is why people are praising him as a hero and such. And I think that I hope everybody thinks about that. Please think about that because it's quite interesting to me. I don't understand exactly why he went viral, but I guess it's because people think that he's good looking. I personally don't think he's very good looking at all. In fact, he looks like somebody named Luigi, which is like, um, I don't know. I'm surprised that people think that he's really good looking. I guess they also kept releasing a bunch of like different photos of him from prison. So I don't know if they like why they were taking so many different photos of him or if that was also a joke, but I think he's where he belongs. I think this is going to be a very open and shut case. I don't think that no matter how much money the internet raises for him, I don't think that's really going to help this guy. I mean, he can try to plead insanity. I think that would be the only thing from a defense perspective that you could possibly do. Don't think that's going to work because he just had so many things in alignment to the situation that show that he was preparing and planning to do what he was doing. So having like a fake ID, for example, and having written those things in the manifesto, having printed out a gun, things like that, having a plan to like leave New York. Yeah, I think it's going to be extremely hard to plead insanity on that one. So, which I think would be really the only defense that could possibly be of use to him in terms of either getting a lighter sentence or not going to jail at all. Obviously, he's probably going to go. I mean, he was pretty much caught red-handed, right? When you're caught with the actual weapon that was used. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna get away with it at all. And this is the weirdest thing how viral he went when I don't really think he's like a 4. Yeah, so I don't know. But the internet's weird to me. The last thing I wanted to kind of discuss, that was like the main meat and potatoes I wanted to discuss, is I've been hearing a lot about drones over Maryland. I don't know if everybody seems. I see like mixed things on the internet. Like some people are worried about it, some people don't care. I don't really know what to think about it. Apparently, the FBI, the White House, the military, and Homeland Security say it's not them, and they don't really know what it is. And then the Deputy Press Secretary of the Pentagon, Sabrina Singh, said that it's not a foreign adversary or foreign entity, as far as they know. So someone is just out there, I guess, flying drones around and freaking people out. I don't know that it's something to be concerned about. I think if you're going to be concerned about people flying drones, maybe you should be more concerned about all these satellites that Elon Musk is putting out into the world. I don't know if you guys realize, like, they're covering, like, all of the United States right now, if you look it up. So look, that's more creepy to me, I think, than like a few drones flying around. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, it's pretty short. That's pretty much all I had, unless you want to ask me more questions.
What was the biggest thing that had happened this year?
The biggest thing that happened? Oh, for me? We're getting.
Because now we're at the start of a new year, but we're filming this at the end of the year.
True. The biggest thing that happened for me this year. Oh, dang, that's a good question. Probably I would say competing in jiu-jitsu, I would say, just because it was like the newest thing that I've done this year. Probably the most nerve-wracking thing. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I also wanted to mention that I was on the Chantizi podcast. I don't know when exactly it's gonna come out. That was a really good experience, and I'd like to be on more podcasts like in the coming years. So we'll see. That's kind of my goal for 2025 is to like be on more podcasts. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I did. Besides, like, launch the podcast in the first
That's
place.
good. It's been a year
Yeah,
already.
yeah, it's been a year.
What goals do you have for 2025?
My goal is to have no goals. When you have no goals, you can't disappoint anybody because you didn't set anything. No, I'm just kidding. I would say one of my biggest goals is to do my jujitsu more regularly. It's been really hard to balance it with school and working, and to the point where it's like frustrates me because I do get days off, but I have other things that I have to do, and I can't literally balance going to jujitsu. So that's the most, I would say, the most frustrating thing too is I wish I could make more classes. But that's one of my biggest goals, I think, um, for 2025. And I think get my passport so that I could maybe go somewhere out of country. That might be my last goal. Yeah. Top two.
Do you have any guests that you would like to have on the podcast in 2025?
Um guess I'd like to have, I think, Leon Zellers. I'd definitely like to have him on. Um I'd like to have my pastor on, Clint. That would be cool. And probably Bra Cruz. That would be cool. He said he was down to come on. Some more like content creators in Hawaii, I think would be cool. But yeah, there's quite a few people.
What about any returning guests?
Returning guests, I think Alex Viper. I think he would be fun to have on again. Returning guests. Oh, I do want, she's not returning, but I do want my friend Kaylin to come on. That would be really cool. She's pretty interesting. And then my friend Danny, she said she would eat hot wings, which I'm like, I don't like spicy, but yeah, I think that would be fun.
We are almost at 50 episodes. Do you have anything special planned for our 50 episode special?
Oh, I guess I guess you're right, huh? We have like 9 more,
I
and
feel like that's when we
right?
should have had the podcast party.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a great question. I'm not sure. I guess it would kind of depend on like who is the 50th guest too, I guess. Um yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we would do. I mean, maybe that should be the episode where I eat a bunch of hot stuff. I don't know. Like we do like a confession hour or something. And if I don't answer a question, but it's just like silly because I'd answer any question, so I guess that wouldn't work out. We'd have to figure out how that game would go.
Would you ever do maybe like a season themed series of podcasting? So example would be like in the month of October, you would have like spooky season episodes where everybody who's on has some kind of like maybe like a gothic vibe or like something that has to theme to that. Would you ever do like you know like how like TV series used to have like a Christmas episode?
That sounds so corny.
You're the one wearing the shirt. So.
I know, but I love Christmas. Yeah, my Christmas sweater says the tree isn't the only thing getting lit this year. I still haven't drank since March, so that's amazing. I'm probably never going to ever again. But yeah, by the time this airs, Christmas will be over. But Christmas is next week, so that's why I wore. I don't think I'd do themed.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Would you ever do a podcast um, with more than just one guest?
I think so. I'm kind of like half and half about it because it depends on the people, and I don't know if that would be like too much. So I'm kind of like, but I think it's worth it to at least try it once, like once or twice. So yeah, definitely open to it.
Would there ever be a spin-off series from your podcast? Example would be like how Hot Ones has their interview, but then they also have like a game show or something like that. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I would say yeah, that's more possible. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's more possible. Or like something where like I go out to certain things and talk to people. I think it would be cool to like go to Waikiki and like talk to people on the street. I think that would be cool.
Okay.
That could be a possibility. Yeah.
Okay. I can't think of any other question. uh, how do you like your editing on the podcast?
Very funny. I like it. Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
there
It's
would there
hard
be
work.
any type of thing you'd want to improve in the new year when it comes to the quality or the style of your podcast?
Mm, I don't think so. Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think just I'm just excited for like the different people to come on, like the different stories. Um, I think about like the conversations I had with Keith that were like really deep, and then the episode that I had with Kayla that was like really fun. So I think of like all those things. I'd love to have my brother on again. He is somebody I am looking forward to having on again. And I'm pretty, and he wants to do it again. So like it kind of like once people do it, then they're like, okay, they kind of catch the bug a little bit for it. Podcasting isn't easy. People think it's easy, and they like come and approach me and they want to start a podcast, and then I give them all the resources I have. I'm definitely not a gatekeeper when it comes to podcasting or doing whatever I'm doing, because I love to see other people succeed and try different things. But it's not easy. People think it is, and then they try it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is like hard." You do have to have some sort of comfortability in front of the camera, or at least security with yourself to be able to talk about whatever it is you're talking about, or at least be very good at researching so that you can talk about something in a way that sounds like you know what you're talking about. But it's not easy. Having the skills to talk and to explain something is it seems like it's easy, but it's really not. And I do know of like a lot of people, as soon as the camera turns on, they just get instantly nervous. I don't know why that doesn't happen to me. It's just years and years of being in front of a camera and being able to like then have it in your head like, okay, the camera's on. It's an art form in itself. The one thing I am really excited about for 2025 that has been a huge goal for me is, which I don't know that I've even talked about this at all, is that I just shot my first movie. I did it when my friend was here in town because he was willing to help me with it. So shout out to James Wade for helping me. Thank you. And all the people that were in it. Sammy Sosa and Shelby Cruz are the two main characters. Shelby is Hawaiian. I wanted to like at least keep it as true as I could and have like the main actress be Hawaiian, so I was excited about that. The movie is called Morgan's Corner. I'd love to have it in the Hawaii Film Festival, so that is kind of like one of my goals. What I'm going to try to do is submit it there and possibly submit it to Tribeca as well. So we'll see how it does. That's also a goal that I have planned for 2025. So I'm excited about that. It's a horror movie. It's based on the urban legend that's called Morgan's Corner. If you guys haven't ever looked it up, please look it up. I don't think I mentioned this before, but it's really interesting the way that it came together. I had a few friends that were available in the same day, and they all like showed up and were able to film it. So that was incredible. We got it knocked out within a couple hours. I would like to hope and pray, and I believe that I created like the next creepy sound in a horror movie. So when you watch it, look out for that. I hope it creeps me out. So I'm hoping it creeps other people out, and that you'll know what I'm talking about when you do watch it. And I really do hope that it does get featured or get shown in Hawaii Film Festival. That'd be super cool. And that's kind of like my goal. And maybe I'll do like a little like private screening with friends or something as well. So I guess those are like a couple things that are tied into that goal. But it was a lot of fun making it. We had so much fun. It's weird how every person I picked to be in it like suddenly was like an amazing actor like when we were filming. Um and it was really funny like filming the last scene because Sammy had to have like his hands in a relaxed way, and he like couldn't do it, and I was like, dude, this is where you're failing to act. But everything else just worked out flawlessly. Shelby like screams in the movie in the most perfect way. We did like one take and it was perfect, and I was like, "Oh man, did we like did it like read out the mic?" But it didn't. It came out so perfectly. Um it was a little sketchy being at Morgan's corner at night and screaming. So I was like, "Oh shit." But no one called the cops on us. Everything worked out. It worked perfectly. We knocked everything out, and yeah, my vision for it just came into fruition. So I'm super excited about that, and I hope you guys do watch it. And probably in the next few days, I'll probably post a couple clips of it so you guys can take a look. But that's pretty much it for this solo episode. Thanks for bearing with us and our random questions. Please like and subscribe, and thank you guys so much again for watching Lucy's Paradise podcast. Aloha.